restaurant owner kicked me out for being black until he learned I'm the health inspector. I walked into Golden Fork at 2:30 p.m., wearing my casual Friday clothes, a simple polo shirt and khaki pants that had gotten wrinkled during my morning inspection of a seafood processing plant. The lunch rush was winding down, and I needed a quick bite before my next scheduled visit across town. The hostess, a young woman with bleached hair and obvious disdain, looked me up and down with barely concealed disgust. She didn't greet me, didn't smile, just stood there blocking my path to the dining room while tapping her manicured nails against the podium. After 30 seconds of uncomfortable silence, she finally spoke. "Can I help you with something?" Her tone suggested she'd rather be anywhere else, dealing with anyone else but me standing in their pristine entrance while she evaluated my worthiness to enter their establishment. "Table for one, please," I replied politely, maintaining the professional demeanor that had served me well through countless difficult situations. The hostess exchanged glances with a server who'd approached to watch the interaction, both women communicating silently in that way people do when they think they're superior to someone. "Actually, we're pretty backed up right now," the hostess lied, gesturing vaguely at the mostly empty dining room behind her. "Kitchen's running really slow today. You might want to try McDonald's down the street. Much faster service, probably more your budget range." Her colleague snickered at the suggestion while I stood there processing the deliberate insult, my jaw clenching slightly as I maintained my composure, despite the growing heat in my chest that came from years of experiencing this exact scenario in restaurants across the city. The owner, Vincent Carstairs, emerged from the kitchen wiping his hands on a grease-stained apron, his face already twisted with annoyance before he'd even assessed the situation. "What's the problem here, ladies?" he asked, positioning himself between me and his dining room like a bouncer protecting VIPs from an unwanted intruder. The hostess immediately launched into her performance, explaining how I'd been demanding immediate seating despite their busy schedule, how I'd been rude when she'd tried to suggest alternatives. Vincent nodded along, his eyes never leaving me as he absorbed her fabricated version of events. "Listen, friend," he said, the word dripping with condescension. "This isn't the kind of place that serves your usual food. We do upscale cuisine here, real sophisticated stuff. Maybe try KFC or Church's Chicken instead, where you'd be much happier with people more like yourself." The racism was blatant, undeniable, delivered with the confidence of a man who'd never faced consequences for his prejudice. Vincent's staff gathered behind him, emboldened by their boss's obvious approval of their discriminatory behavior. "I don't think you understand what kind of establishment this is," Vincent continued, his voice growing louder as other diners began turning to watch the spectacle. "We have standards here, dress codes, expectations about our clientele. This isn't some corner bodega where you can just wander in off the street looking like that." He gestured dismissively at my clothes, my appearance, my very presence in his restaurant. "My customers pay good money for a certain atmosphere, and you being here disrupts that completely. Makes people uncomfortable. Bad for business, if you know what I mean." The hostess nodded enthusiastically while the server pulled out her phone to record what she thought would be amusing footage. My phone buzzed at exactly 2:51 p.m., cutting through Vincent's racist monologue. The caller ID showed Department of Public Health, and I answered on speaker. "Inspector Williams, this is dispatch. We've had reports of serious violations at the Golden Fork location. Multiple complaints about food safety issues, possible rat infestation, improper storage temperatures. Can you head over there immediately for an emergency inspection?" Vincent's face went from smug satisfaction to confused terror. The hostess dropped her phone, the clattering sound echoing through the suddenly silent dining room. Every eye that had been watching his performance now focused on me with growing horror as the implications sank in slowly, and the reality of their situation became crystal clear to everyone present in the restaurant. "Actually, I'm already here," I replied calmly, watching Vincent's skin turn ashen as I pulled out my official badge and credentials. "Inspector Marcus Williams, Department of Public Health. I've been observing your establishment's operations and customer service protocols for the past 20 minutes. Vincent stumbled backward, knocking over a water pitcher that crashed to the floor, ice cubes scattering across the expensive tiles. His staff scattered like roaches when the lights come on. The diners who'd been nodding along to his racist rant now stared at their plates, unwilling to make eye contact with the health inspector they'd just watched being humiliated by their chosen restaurant owner who was about to face consequences. Within 90 minutes, Golden Fork was closed pending investigation, yellow tape sealing the doors, while Vincent begged me to reconsider, offering bribes, claiming he'd been misunderstood. The violations I documented filled 6 pages of serious health code breaches. His liquor license was suspended and his business destroyed. His final words were barely audible through his tears. "Please, I have kids to feed, but respect should have been everything too."